Okay, Sean Sloan, you guys have heard me speak plenty of times about what I do. First, a little bit of a background. I started off in print design. I actually managed a print shop, and that's where I started getting exposure to computers and graphic design. So I still do, graphic design for people all the time. In fact, I'm getting ready to do, as you may have heard before, a wall banner design that's going to be like 14 feet by 10 feet that goes up into an office in Los Angeles. I'm excited about that because it'll be the first thing of that scope, that size that I've designed before. Almost as big as a billboard. So I'm looking forward to that. But by and large, what I'm doing is building websites for people and then transitioning into some kind of online marketing, doing online marketing for them. And that can go from something as simple as content creation and traditional organic SEO to pay-per-click, and even I also do customer relationship management systems. But I wanted to kind of go back to some of the basic things that I offer that I talk about on my site and go over those with you. I've been getting a lot of requests for ADA compliance. This is a new kind of area of interest for people because people started getting lawyer letters, like nasty gram type letters, saying that your site is not compliant, and it doesn't even have to be true. They don't even have to look at your website. They're just kind of like mindlessly sending out these what could be described as a nuisance suit. It's a nuisance suit, and it is not a nuisance suit, because if you're a public-facing company of certain size, you are expected to provide an experience, a handicapped available experience. So, like down here in the corner, you see this little icon here. What it is this is software as a service. It's a programmatic system that you essentially rent the rights to use, and it analyzes your site and it presents a public-facing version of your site that is easier for people with handicaps to navigate and to consume the content of. So it gives a special tool set that's available down here that allows people to go in and customize the appearance of the site and how it's interacted with for themselves to make it easier for themselves. And it's not expensive, it's not prohibitive. It's about $40 a month. And the interesting thing about this company is that they back up what they provide for people in terms of a service. Recently had some customers that are in the real estate business, and they have large-scale apartment complexes. And apparently the real estate industry is the latest industry that's getting sort of approached by these attorneys. They got different, attorney letters from different law firms, and at two of their properties, and both of them had the software in place. And so what happens then is you submit the case to the company that provides you with the software, and they give you back a report that basically says, you guys are full of baloney. You have no case. You're not going to win. We're going to back up this customer, and so go pound sand. They provide you with that documentation that then you can then send to the attorneys. And so that's kind of amazing that they're that proactively involved and stuff. And so then e-commerce. So, everybody's dream is to have a website that makes money, while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
And e-commerce is one of the best ways that you can do that. And I got into building e-commerce websites using the WooCommerce shopping cart platform because it was purchased by Automatic, the people that developed WordPress. And why that's significant is because WordPress makes up like 40% of the websites that are on the internet now. It is it's a market leader. It's incredible how deep their market penetration is. And so the WooCommerce e-commerce platform works within the WordPress universe. And I've built multiple ones of these for people. In fact, one I worked on, the people are moving back to France, and so I gave them like a copy of their site, and they're going to set it up on a server in France when they move back there. That doesn't necessarily need to happen. You can host a website from anywhere, but in this case, it makes sense for them. They're going to have a developer that's in their time zone that they work with personally, and there are different rules in Europe. There are different rules for how websites are handled, and privacy, and all those things. So it's good that they have a local person. Then HIPAA compliance. This is something that really came out a lot in the COVID thing. This was a boon to my business because instead of having patients filling out forms by hand in the office, doctors and medical practices that I worked with started having them do it online. So it was like an all online intake process, and that a lot of the issue is the HIPAA compliance. These need to be specially set up and secured servers. Can't just be any server, any web server that does it. So I have a program, again, it works through the WordPress platform that allows me to create HIPAA compliant web forms. It could even work for, I'm sure that people in the recovery industry have to be HIPAA compliant. Basically I have a system that works, amazingly well. One of my clients has, thousands of patients going through it a year, and the system has, performed, I won't say flawlessly because, that wouldn't be realistic when it comes to web development. There's always, little things happening here and there in the background. But the company has been amazingly responsive. Like I can get, their top troubleshooting person on the phone or over email, like within generally an hour, and troubleshoot things that have come up. And my client is, I would imagine, one of their bigger volume clients. So that's really helpful for me. Makes me look good because I can support the product to my client who is our mutual customer. So then another thing that I do is local search engine optimization. This is important in today's day and age because like literally everyone is seeing localized search engine results, and that means that local search engine optimization is basically what everyone is experiencing. Two people can be on two separate computers, do the exact same search from the exact same location, and be presented with slightly different results. And local search engine optimization, it allows you to put your best possible foot forward in terms of ranking locally. And I do this for all of my big clients, and I have a client with about 50 different locations, so it's possible to manage even at that level. So I'd like to open it up briefly for questions. I think I have a couple minutes left. You know, it can be, I generally take things, you know, from the wide range of the web, but I can also do marketing and graphic design questions too. Anyone have any questions today? And if you don't, that's fine. You can have a question later and call me. Yes, Mike.
Do you think the YouTube, doing some YouTube movies and linking to that will really help out what you're selling to bring you up?
Well, in terms of search engine optimization, I think that's an open question. I think that the way to look at videos is more along the lines of, does it help me tell my story? There are some people that, you know, they're not readers. And, you know, if your site only has text content, you know, it's going to be lost on them. They're going to probably take a shallow dive in your website. But, you know, the illustration that I always like to use to people is, I was at the DMV and we were waiting in line, everyone was waiting in line, and people were watching videos on their phones while they were in line, like everyone except me. I was like looking at everyone else's phones, like, what are they watching? What are they watching? It was incredible. So, you know, to me, video is the future. I tell people to look at their website as if it's a television station. You know, I think that Mike Raines is a person who does pretty good with the videos. He does high quality, informative videos. And, you know, I think that they help make the sale. I think some of the videos that we do here in the group have been, you know, touted by potential customers. I think Crystal had some people see her video that we did here in the group. So I think that you can't go wrong with videos, and that it's so easy to do nowadays because basically everyone has a video camera in their phone. So,
Yeah.
but my you know, the role that I play is helping people, you know, piece the plumbing together. You know, I'm the guy who knows, you know, how to get things all connected and working together. So if you know a person that has a web plumbing problem, feel free to give them my number. I'd be happy to help them.
Analogy.
Okay.
Hey.
We have time for a quick
JTL, we got time.
We're right up against it, so we can have one more question.
Okay, so the local push
Yeah.
is obviously designed, you know, you're not doing it for people in Europe to find you.
Right.
It's like that. Is there a significant cost difference between doing something like that versus the other?
Yeah, so this one is, this is another software as a service thing, and it's a flat monthly fee.
Okay.
You know, there's a small amount of setup. There's a small amount of setup done, but so the way this one works is that it's pushing you out to over 70 directory sites. And so the reason that's important is that all of these sites are, you know, legitimate places where people are searching for local business, and they're all linking back to you. And so essentially it's giving you 70 relevant inbound links from these different services. And at those locations, they all have completely consistent name, address, and phone number information, which is also valuable in terms of Google's view of, okay, this business is who they are, they're at this address, you know, we, you know, kind of validate them and bless them with inbound traffic and appearance in the Maps program. When a person searches for, I need a realtor in Huntington Beach, you know, then your name can come up in the Maps, which is, you know, it's been moved up the search engine result page over time. You know, Google presents now what's known as universal search results. You know, there's images mixed in with the map, mixed in with ads, mixed in with the organic search results. And so this is an effort to stake out, you know, appearance in the maps area of the thing. But I'd be happy to talk about that with anyone who has any questions about it in more detail. I can.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
okay.
Thank you.